and blessings, everyone. How are you doing? I hope all is well. I know you see me sweating because I just got the shower. I just took a morning shower. Um, but I want to come on here and I want to talk about something that it was basically I was meditating and something that came to me. And I remember I talked about this in the past. Um, here. Some of you, because I'm gonna warn this, I'm gonna make a disclaimer about this first, because some people may be sensitive to this. Um, Not only that, but some I might lose some subscribers behind this, because majority of my subscribers, I'm pretty sure, are adults, and some of you do have children. So if you sensitive to this information, you may want to unsubscribe from this channel. But well, I want to come on here and say what came to me. This is what came to me because I was meditating while I was in the shower. See, we have different ways of meditating. It's not just about sitting still in one spot with your legs folded up and with your eyes closed a lot of times. Because different ways you can meditate. Everybody have their own different preferences as far as meditating. But I want to say what came to me were that there's okay. It was coming to me about the parents and children. And like I said, those of you who are sensitive, you may want to subscribe now. But there is giving me a message about what Saturn and Pisces and the parents and the children, or the adult and the children. See, I remember I stated this in the past. It kept coming to me in readings, and it was giving me, because it was taking me back to the patriarch, that the patriarch are going through a redefining. But see, they paying, there's karmic debt that's being paid. It included, especially with even people who are still, I'm not saying that some things aren't beneficial. There could be some benefits to it, but I'm saying that some of the things that goes against people autonomy, that was created by the patriarchal system, and people still adopting, that those people who are still connected with that, they're gonna be paid. They're gonna be paying karmic debt dearly for it too. What I mean by that is that, let me use parents and children as an example, because I talked about this in the past about what parents up here suppressing a child or depriving a child of their own personal power. I taught, instead of allowing them some freedom and independence to learn about themselves and be able to express themselves in a sense. Now, I will say this: I do get the part where, as there have to be some guidance, and there have to be some um so there had to be some there had to be guidance of some form, and there had to be some consequences of some form when a child, you know when a child, to help keep the child, I would just say help keep the child in line, but more so like showing them, I guess, morally in society, what society considers right from wrong, or what they were being taught. But I will say this: some of them parents, or a lot of these parents, weren't being as open minded, and it kind of resulted in, it's subconsciously, it's trauma that's there, that they're not aware of, or they're not trying to acknowledge if there is there, and they are aware of it, if they are aware of it, um, that was created within them, that was projected onto them. Oh, but from things that projected onto them, that was created within them, and they passed down, right? And so what's going to take place now is that they're going to receive karma dearly for that. The parents, I'm getting this, the parents are going to be receiving karma dearly for that. Parents and adults, and great grandparents, great grandparents, if they're still around. I know this mess should sound ruthless, but I'm just putting it out there. That's a download that I even further to receive while I was in the shower just then, as I was meditating. And what I was getting, let me use one for example, what came to me. Parents who sat up there and beat their children to death. Now I will say this. I will state this. I mean, you have your own way how you choose to, how you want to discipline your child and things of that nature. I can't tell you what is right or wrong. You know, I mean, don't get me wrong. I hit things from different perspectives, and of course, I have my own opinions and stance, but that doesn't mean that it should stand for other people. You know, but I'm gonna tell you what just came to me, what spirit just revealed to me, and what came to me while I was in the shower. What came to me? What came to me was that when Saturn going to Pisces, starting with Saturn going to Pisces and going forward, because you know we got Pluto going to Pisces too. And I did talk about in the past about uh with Pisces, about with those who were in the back will come to, she will be coming to the front. Those who were last should come first, and those who first should come last. That is including the ones who were suppressed, the one who were deprived of their personal power, things of that nature. Abusers, people. Those who was abused, and things of that nature. Those gonna be the ones that's coming forward, and they weren't allowed the independence to really get to know themselves more, which kind of made them go against their own energies. Even parents and adults and all of them played a role in this, and into doing this. And what's going to happen now is that they're going to receive karma for this. What I mean by that, because some of them were beating their childs to death, or they was taking their anger on the child, or some of them thought that beating the child was the case, and but they was contradictively maybe against abuse or whatever. And see, there was something that was projected down for many generations. This was part of the slave mentality that was, this was going on in slavery and during the colonial period that was developed. And so what's gonna take place here, and it created a lot of trauma and things of that nature. So what's gonna take place now is that, and this go back to the patriarchy. So what's gonna, because Saturn is about karma, and Saturn is about karma. It had to pay karmic debt. Saturn is about the lineage of, about with the lineage, because see, this is something where I was getting. This is something that's gonna be, it's gonna be healing to the lineage that takes place. But it's something that Saturn trying to bring people attention to. And so what's gonna take place is that with Saturn going to Pisces, a lot of these parents are gonna go through karma. And I was getting different types of ways. I'm seeing them gonna be turning sick. Some of them gonna drop dead like flies. There may be some children behind this that may sit up here and maybe grieve or fear, but I was getting for them not to fear, not to don't fear. Um, I were also getting that children and parents are gonna be fighting. I mean, children gonna finally rise up against their parents. They finally gonna rise up against their parents who adopt that way of doing, because it basically, it's like a lot of parents were manipulating their children. Whenever they beat their children or whenever they done something harmful to their children, they did consider quote unquote harmful. They were manipulating their children emotionally, mentally, whatever, instead of acknowledging in terms of what they were doing. So now what's gonna happen here is that Saturn is gonna come in, and Saturn is gonna be taking those a lot. I feel it's a good amount of them. At least I'm looking at about 98% of them. It's a small few. It's a small few just understand what's gonna go on. But it's a huge. I'm looking at 98%, maybe a 96 to 98% of parents. They're gonna go through this. They gonna It's more so like they're receiving karma, but see, it's gonna hit in different ways. Because I'm getting sickness for some. There is some. I want to say this too, but also these drug stores and drug dealers alcohol at bootleggers or package stores, alcohol, beverage stores, anything that nature they have to do that has to do with making revenue from alcohol or distribute alcohol and making revenue for alcohol. I feel that's gonna go up around that time. The reason why is because there's gonna be that it's gonna be like a popular sale when it come down to that. Those places or those people or distributors are gonna make revenues because a lot of these parents they're gonna be running from they're gonna be getting so addicted to this stuff to the point that's gonna be the benefit of those who distribute alcohol and drugs and things of that nature. I'm not saying that that's good. No, 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 no. But what I'm saying is that they're gonna prosper from this because the reason why because there's gonna be a popular sale when it come down to parents, um, when it come down to these people buying it because they're trying to run from the reality of what's going on, they escaping it. That's the low vibration. With Saturn go retrograde Pisces, that's the low vibration, escapism, martyrdom, escapism, victim. Some of them trying to play victim. Some of them gonna be a martyrdom, like start shit and then act like that it was the other person. Narcissism. A lot of this stuff is gonna it's really gonna uproot itself even more. We're already seeing it up on this Aquarian energy about narcissism, but and also pointing blame and stuff that's gonna happen to Saturn and Pisces. But it's really gonna uproot itself, and cause see, cause healing has to happen. I'm even seeing children gonna be fighting their parents back. Some of them might take that. I'm seeing some of these parents' lives getting taken. That's gonna be on a come up there. Um, or some of these adults or grandparents or great grandparents that was doing this because see the opposite side of Pisces is Virgo. Virgo deals with trauma and things of that nature. And Pisces would be dealing with the effects from that trauma. So with that being said, it would cause them to be a certain way that they are. It would cause them to have a hard time to evolve from it, and which had evoked fear and things of that nature. So what's going to take place here is that, and which caused them to have to be antisocial, things of that nature, all these things, all these the underlying health issues. So what's going to take place here? That's going to be made known, and that's going to be it's gonna be like a cleansing of it. It's gonna be a cleansing of it. This is something that was suppressed for a long time because this is about getting the root cause of the issue, and I find this a great healing time period. So a lot of these parents and adults, whoever that was setting up and passing this down, or passing this type of way of doing it, pass it down instead of being open minded to other ways of like how to keep your how to provide the children or the child the balance and things of that nature, and things of that nature. Those they about to go through karma. It's coming. It is coming. A lot of spiritual people. They don't want to. It's people who are spiritual that read tarot and all that stuff and that receive downloads. They don't want to talk about this because they probably one of them people too. But it's coming, and if they're one of them, they're the one. They're the one. If they're one of them, they're one of these people that's gonna go through this. But Saturn is gonna be coming to dealing with those people, these parents. Saturn is gonna be coming to deal with these people. Is what's gonna take place here. Cause we just had Saturn and Capricorn and a lot of things that took place, and it's like a constant domino effect that's happening. So we head into a period of changes and into a healing period too. That's going to be taking place. So from Saturn, when Saturn goes to Pisces on out, when Pluto goes to Pisces, all through there, it's gonna go on for quite some time. Just like with the eclipses of Scorpio, I feel that's gonna kind of play a role in it next year too for down the line. Because Scorpio is about balance. It's about acknowledging what's in the shadow and subconscious, and it's about the balance. It's about providing that balance. I'm talking about balance in terms of executing because this is a sign that come after Libra, and the South Node is there. That sign comes after Libra, and Libra's the scales about balance, and Scorpio Pluto is the executioner, and it's about executing that balance. It's about executing that balance so balance can happen. So those people, and that's gonna be a balance of power after this, in terms of autonomy and all that, in terms of your true authentic self and things of that nature. So those people, so those all those parents who sat up there and talking about, so it's okay to beat your children, and you beat them to death and pass them on to other people, letting them beat them to death and things of that nature, or beating the hell out of them and all that stuff, and considering that abuse when it actually, in my opinion, it is abuse. It falls into the line of abuse no matter how you look at it. I don't give a damn how you look at it. They're gonna receive that karma. Cause see what Pisces energy, that mutable energy, because Pisces is about things culminating. It's kind of like Gemini. It's about things culminating, and it's like a domino. See, it's like a twister. When I think of a mutable energy, because it's adaptable, it's changeable, it's mutable, it's it's transmutable. It's very transmuting. It's more so like it's more so like it's shape shifting. It's more so like a change. It's more so like a, I wouldn't just say a change. It's more so like a twister, a tornado, or a tropical cyclone. That's what it's like. But see, it causes a domino effect though. You know how when a tornado hit, or we know how the tropical cyclone hit, and when it's not gonna do damage to one part of the state, maybe it's gonna do damage to other parts of the state and everybody in its path. That's how the energy is gonna be, and it's gonna get everything in its path. That's how it's gonna be with Saturn going to Pisces, and all these parents that sit up there and doing this, and keep promoting these patriarchal type energies, and these slave mentality, they're gonna be in for it too. Meaning that the shoe is gonna be on the other foot in some cases, meaning that they're gonna need the child to wipe their ass. They're gonna be in a position for like the child to maybe wipe their ass, or to take care of them, or some of the children are gonna be given to another family, because it's about compassion. Pisces does represent compassion. With this Aquarian energy, it's about humanitarian. But with the Piscean energy, that's about showing love and compassion. That's about showing love and compassion. So, with that being said, when Saturn goes to Aries, it's about independence. So with that being, and I feel there's gonna be some resources created down the road, whereas it can help nurture children, or it can help. It's like a system, and it's gonna help, you know, help children in terms of independence, develop independence, things of that nature. It's a system or a source. It's something like that. But like I said, a lot of these parents, they're gonna go through. They're gonna go through it. Um, like I said, some of them are even gonna lose their kids, because just like you have some parents, they said they're talking about, oh, wait till the cops leave, and then beat the hell out of them. But it could be the other way around, whereas they might come up dead. Or hell, you might have some children doing spirit. You might have somebody might put spiritual work on them, or if that child old enough, they might seek somebody to do spiritual work. Especially if that spiritual worker doesn't have age limits, or some of these children might end up going to a spiritual mentor to teach them to do spiritual work and raise them to do it, to the point whereas then they're gonna be able to exercise their powers in spiritual work after the parent. So it's a lot of things that's getting ready to take place here, because basically it's like these people taking back their power and their personal power, and they're going against whatever that was coming against them and their own energies and their own autonomy, and what was in a way stifling them and driving them far away from their path. So because Pisces is about spiritual enlightenment, connected to a high, but on a higher level spiritually and divine. So what's going to take place here is that, and spiritual awareness of who you are, higher spiritual awareness of who you are. So what's going to happen is that, as stated, a lot of these people, because see, I talked about in the past with this Piscean energy, this how they're gonna be. It's more so like the shark running away from the child. No, the shark running away. No, the fish running away from that person, or a person running after the fish. And then as they know, they turn around as they continue to keep going, as they go deeper into the murky waters, because Pisces is about the murky waters. And as they know, they're gonna encounter something that it's gonna have them running. It's gonna have them running for their life. I have them running to shore to try to save them, like a shark or a whale or something. Because Pisces is about the great deception. In this case here, a lot of parents been taught that okay, it's okay to do this and that, but they wasn't being taught the other proper things, the reality of things, which is why some of them going through issues in terms of health issues and stuff, and it's gonna get worse. So what they're still performing and doing this. So what's gonna happen is that it's gonna get a whole lot deeper when Saturn goes to Pisces. So and this part and these are people. The reason why, because these are people who are adopting energy, who were adopting the mindsets and teachings and things from the patriarch, the colonial patriarchal period that was passed down. Who kept adopting it, and they didn't break it. It was like a curse, a generational curse, and they didn't break it. And they kept adopting and passing down, adopting and passing down, and thinking they would go in their favor. But low key, these parents have a guilty conscience. They have a very now we understand that children can be out of line sometimes, but we have to be open minded as adults to be open to different ways of really making sure we keep our children in line in terms of guidance. But from the way how I see it, here, and showing what, and in terms of consequences and things of that nature. Um, but for what I'm seeing here, when it comes down to that particular, especially with abuse and things of that nature, a lot of these parents about to go through their karma, and then not only just that, but I'm even seeing this gonna happen. It's not only just with the children. It's even for with those people who are. It's outside of the parents now. It's with people in general who are abusing people who are disabled, who are abusing people who are sick, down sick, cannot do for themselves and taking advantage of them. So all these folks, they about to go through their karma. Like I said, it ain't just the parents, it's these people that are doing these things. So what's gonna happen now is that they're about to go through that. They get ready. They gonna a lot. It's a whole lot of them. They're gonna be facing karma for all of this. They will be facing karma for all of this. And like I said, this connected all with the patriarchal energy. It's connected, and it's wrapping up from the age of Pisces energy we were under, which was the age of deception. And so when you look at it, it's all wrapping up from that period. It all connected with that patriarchal energy, because the patriarchal is going paying big karmic debt, and those who are connected with this and still adopting such teachings from this, it can be harmful in the sense they gonna go through. They about to go through it as well, because it just like when it more so like it more so like when you pulling a mask off the, if you pulling, like, let's say a facial cleansing mask off the face, guess what, everything else in the skin gonna go off with it. Or when you waxing hair, when you pull that wax, not only this strip and that wax coming off, or the strip of wax coming off, but that hair and probably in the roots that's in that hair coming with it too, that's up under that skin, it's gonna pull it all up. So that's what's gonna be, that's how it's gonna be. So that's what's coming here. But that's all I want. That's the message I want to put out here. So I will say once again, people who are people that the drug dealers and the medical drug stores, and these Pisces rules alcohol and drugs too, just like with Scorpio. But see, Pisces is about escapism, and addictions escapism, and when and then the package stores and the alcohol distributors and the alcohol and drug such as bootleggers and the alcohol distributors such as bootleggers, I'm sorry, they gonna end up that they're gonna make that the revenue is gonna be pretty high. I know it's not positive when it come down to alcohol and drugs, but that's gonna be the case, especially with Saturn. That's how it is in that lower vibration. With Saturn going to Pisces, that's the type of energy it's gonna give off, and it's gonna bring the surface in the lower vibration of that sign, cause it had to be brought to the forefront and dealt with. And some of them sad to say gonna be dying from alcohol abuse and things of that nature, even probably suicide. In a sense. Or some people may commit suicide. If not the child, it's the parent may commit suicide in many different ways. Or may have car accidents and things of that nature. Because that's the 12th house. Number 12 is really not a fortunate number. So, way how I see it, it's not good. But it's gonna be for the positive in the end. After it help bring enlightenment, it's gonna be for the positive in the end. So, cause it's gonna be balanced all over again. It's gonna be balanced. This what's gonna happen. It's gonna be balanced. So, this is why I wanted to come on here and say that was a download that I picked up, a spiritual download that I picked up while I was meditating in the shower just then. But this is what I want to come on here and talk about. Until next time, peace and blessings.